Welcome back to On the Record. It is a hot, sultry, and humid day here in Saginaw, Michigan, and I love the summer, but it's wearing a little bit thin at this point. But I know it's hotter a lot in other places like out in the Northwest. My heart goes out to all of you who live out in that area. Well, I'm not alone in here today recording. I have Charlie Cat down here and Juno over there. Whether or not they'll make an appearance is another thing. Anyways, to get on with it, I wanted to show you some of the Elton John records in my collection. I've been trying to restore my collection. You see, from 1969 with Empty Sky up through, well, about 1997 with The Big Picture. I had everything. I mean, I had every studio album, every live album, I had every vinyl bootleg album that I could find, all the 45s with, you know, the various different tracks on the beat. So I want to show you the records I've put together as I try to rebuild my Elton John collection. As I said, I think I said it was lost during my divorce, and I don't know if I said that or not because the SD card ran out of memory and I had to go down and check this really quick. And but at any rate, the first one I want to show you, I got at, all of these at Records and Tapes Galore here in Saginaw, Michigan. The first one I got on Record Store Day in June of this year, 2021. Regimental Sergeant Zippo, Elton John's first album, which was to be released, but wasn't until just this past June 2021. I am happy that they held off a year and released Empty Sky as the first Elton John album, because I think history would have been different had this one been released first. Because by this time, psychedelic music was beginning to fade a little bit, and this is very much a psychedelic type sound to some of these songs, especially Regimental Sergeant Zippo, in Tartan Colored Lady, Watching Planes Go By, when I was Tealby Abbey. And I've heard a lot of these songs prior to this album's release, but I had never heard them all together as a collection, as they were to be released originally, original artwork and everything. This was released by Rocket EMI on the Dick James record label, which is Elton John's original record label, of course. So that's a really cool record. I was really pleased with, really glad to hear all those songs. Then this one I got today, actually, and this is Elton John Legendary Covers 69 to 70. Now, I had this in black vinyl, regular vinyl, but when I decided to replace it, I didn't realize that it was going to look so awesome cool. And when it came in and they showed it to me, I thought, wow, that is really, really neat. And it is. The colors are wonderful. It looks cool going around on the turntable. This has on it United We Stand, Spirit of the Sky, the Traveling Band, Up Around the Bend, Come and Get It, Love of the Common People, It's All in the Game, originally sung by Tommy Edwards. That was a great song. A Yellow River by Christy, My Baby Loves Lovin', and Lady de Bonville, a cover of Cat Stevens' great song. He did a great version of it. Elton John's version is interesting, very interesting. Now, moving on just to the more standard releases, studio releases. Here I have the double album Blue Moves. Now this wasn't a re-release. This was the original release of Blue Moves, and from 1976. And has, as I said, it's a double album. Has a lot of good songs on it. As Elton John albums go, it's not my favorite one, but again, I haven't heard an Elton John album that I have not liked. So this has some great songs on it: One Horse Town, Chameleon, Tonight, Cage's Songbird, Crazy Water, Shoulder Holster, Out of the Blue, and my favorite, Bite Your Lip, Get Up, and Dance. Great album. Then, one of my favorites, of course, Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy. Again, this is not a re-release, it's the original release. I love the cover work I did when it first came out. Elton there it's Captain Fantastic at his piano, and on the flip side of the album jacket is Bernie Taupin. So much symbolism in this, in this cover. It's amazing. And I really liked the label on the record because it used the logo for Captain Fantastic. That's something that wasn't done a whole lot back when this was released, which would have been in 1975. And this record in particular holds a lot of very special memories for me. It takes me back to a time I wish I could go back to, a much more special time in my life. But alas, that can't be done. Rock of the Westies. This was, of course, Elton's new band too, as was Captain Fantastic? Yeah. Anyways, on the cover, a really rough-looking Elton. On the back, Elton's band. Rock of the Westies came out in 1975, and it had some great songs on it. Certainly Island Girl, Grow Some Funk of Your Own, Feel Like a Bullet in the Gun of Robert Ford. One I really liked was Billy Bones and the White Bird, because I would get out of work so dead dog tired when this album first came out, and I had it on cassette also, and I would get out to my car and I would turn on Billy Bones and the White Bird and just blast it, and it kind of rejuvenated me. It gave me a little bit of strength back. But I'm surprised I didn't get a ticket going through the small burg of Oscoda, as it was back then, and blaring my stereo as loud as possible, which is something that nobody minds doing today. Now this is a re-release of Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. It is there's no special add-ons to it. It is probably the definitive Elton John album. The re-release was done in 2014, and the original release, it doesn't say on the back here, but I believe it was 1974, 73, 74, right around in there anyways. This re-release was released by Mercury and Rocket Records, UME, and was actually pressed in Germany. It's got a rather unusual looking label, very heavy vinyl, and that's the only thing that I like about the new release, the re-releases, is the heavy vinyl. These records, when I first, back in the day when they were originally released, the vinyl was kind of flexible in that. These are good, heavy vinyl, and they sound great. The first time I played this, particularly in Funeral for a Friend, I Love Lies Bleeding, I heard sounds and instruments in the background that I never heard when I played this originally, back in the day when it first came out. An early one that I really loved was Honky Chateau, and Honky Chateau was an awesome album. Now, it was released by Uni Records originally, and I believe Uni became MCA. I think that's how it went. But inside it has all the lyrics. Yeah, this was 1972. Nice cover photo of Elton there. And his original band, and Bernie Taupin. Bernie Taupin, Nigel Olsson, Elton John, Jean-Luc Ponty, Dee Murray, and Davy Johnstone. So, I wanted to show you the label because this was released. This one, well, I thought it was. I'm thinking of a different one. This one is on the MCA label. I have one that I'm going to show you in a moment that was on the original Uni label. But one of my favorite songs on this particular set is Salvation. It's just a beautiful song. And then Mellow. Mellow is an awesome song. So many memories from 1972 that song invokes in my mind. Rocket Man, of course, Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatters, Hercules, and a few more. Now, Madman Across the Water. This is an original release from, when was this released? 1972 also. Tiny Dancer, Levon, Madman Across the Water, Indian Sunset. Every track, awesome. Every track, really, really good. This is a gatefold open. I don't remember if it originally had anything over here, but there's a nice picture of Elton there. It has the blue jean motif for Tiny Dancer, who was actually Bernie Taupin's wife, I believe. I read that that song was written for. So that's really cool. But there's so many more I still have to get. All right, then the last one, just specifically Elton John, is Tumbleweed Connection. I think this was the second album that was released by him. And this was released when? 1971, I believe. Usually the jacket says on his records, but I don't see it on here. But anyways, Bernie had a real affection for the American West, and this album just invokes images of the Old West and what have you. There's Elton, nice picture of Elton, nice picture of Elton and Bernie over here. The tracks on this, did this produce a hit single? Oh, this is the one that was released on the original Uni album, or label, excuse me. This had Where to Now St. Peter, Love Song, Amarina, Talking Old Soldiers, Burn Down the Mission, Ballad of a Well-Known Gun, Come Down in Time, Country Comfort, Son of Your Father, and My Father's Gun. All terrific songs. And My Father's Gun being probably my very favorite song on the album. It also has the original lyrics booklet that was included and is often missing when you get a used copy of the record. Sorry, I have a hard time putting this stuff back in the jackets. Now I'm going to show you a couple other things here that are Elton related that I've added, because Kiki D I loved, I still do, and her Loving and Free album was released on Elton John's Rocket Records, and that was released in 1973. And actually, other than her vocals, it's very much an Elton John album. Kiki D wrote a number of the songs on here. Elton John and Bernie Taupin wrote Lonnie and Josie, which is an awesome song. They wrote that. And they also wrote Super Cool. Now, Elton John's band played on a lot of these, and Elton John played on some of these, and it was just kind of like an Elton John album with someone else singing the lead vocals, a very beautiful voice of Kiki D. It was produced by Gus Dudgeon, who produced Elton John's earlier albums right up on through his most classic period. This was produced by Elton John and Clyde Franks, and it was released, as I said, on Rocket Records. And there's that really cool Rocket Record logo, the original one. They changed it. Then the Neil Sedaka. There were 3 albums from Neil Sedaka released on Rocket Records. The first one, it has a little blurb on the back written by Elton John, but he doesn't play on any of the songs on here. But Neil Sedaka is an incredible talent, and this collection of songs of his is just awesome. Standing on the Inside, That's When the Music Takes Me, Laughter in the Rain, which was a big hit, Sad Eye, Solitaire, Little Brother, Love Will Keep Us Together, covered by Captain Tennille, as a big hit, The Immigrant, The Way I Am, The Other Side of Me, A Little Lovin', and Our Last Song Together. And this opens up also and has the lyrics inside, and it's on that original logo for Rocket Records. Then we have The Hungry Years, and this was a really good album. I enjoyed all 3 of them, but this is probably my favorite. And on this album, Neil Sedaka and Elton John do a song together called Bad Blood, which is really a good track. Very good. It charted here. I don't know if it made it to #1, but it made it quite high on the charts. The lyrics are on here, and a nice picture of Sedaka, as well as, again, on that really cool original Rocket label. This one was produced by Neil Sedaka and Robert Apres. Neil Sedaka vocals, of course, and then Elton John backing vocals, or harmony vocals, whatever you want to call it. Not Bad Blood. So, another great Elton John related piece. And then, of course, the third and final of the Sedaka recordings for Rocket Records, Steppin' Out, which again had some great tunes on it. And the one with, there's another one that he and Elton performed together on here called Love in the no, Steppin' Out. They did Steppin' Out. And the listing on here again sounds like an Elton John album with many of the people that performed on here. Nigel Olsson did drums. Donnie Gerard, who also recorded for Rocket Records. Brian and Brenda Russell, who recorded for Rocket Records, backing vocals on a lot of these tracks. Galore, electric guitar, familiar from Elton John's earlier albums. So Andrew Steele. There are so many names here that would be familiar to anybody who loves Elton John's music. Other songs on here included Sing Me, You Gotta Make Your Own Sunshine, Number One with a Heartache, Love in the Shadows, Steppin' Out, as I said, Cardboard California, Here We Are Falling in Love Again, I Let You Walk Away, Good Times, Good Music, Good Friends. That sounds like Bill and Judy over at the record store. They are my good friends, they sell good music, and it's always a good time when I go in there. Then there's Perfect Strangers, probably one of my favorites on here. Bad and Beautiful is another one I really, really like. And Summer Nights, and it is again on that original logo for Rocket Records. And the last one I have right now is I'm Nearly Famous by Cliff Richards. And this was released on Rocket in, boy, it's hard to see the number on this, on Rocket in 1973. And the only real connection it has with Elton, as far as I can tell, is being released on his label. There was one hit off from here, Devil Woman. The rest of the songs, I'm not really familiar with on here. I had it back in the day. I listened to Devil Woman, and I don't know that I ever listened to the rest of it. But there's a lot to add. There's so many Elton John albums yet that I'm missing. Jump Up, Too Low for Zero, duets, whatever, and so many of the Rocket Records from the early days that I'm missing. I particularly like to get the Davy Johnstone album, Babyface. There's 2 Nigel Olsson albums, and there's 1 Bernie Taupin album. I'm not sure the Bernie Taupin one was done on Rocket Records, I can't remember if it was or not, but then there were other ones too. So anyways, that's the collection as it stands right now, and I'm going to be hopefully adding more to it as they come in over at Bill and Judy's at Records and Tapes Galore, or I'll have them order it for me. I'm going to try to see if they can order the Saturday Sun Sessions for me next, because I see that had been released on vinyl. So I hope you enjoyed looking at these with me, and I will see y'all again real soon. God bless you, love you all. Stay safe, stay healthy. See you soon.